What's going on, my viewers? Today I want to do a review about the Blackmagic PYXIS 6K. Now, I rented this thing out maybe about 2 or 3 times, and every time I had, like, I guess, you know, a different thought about it, right? The first time I was like, oh man, this is kind of like the camera that I want. The second time, you know, and so on and so forth, I'm just finding things that I do not like about it. But I do still think it's a great camera. So I'm going to make this video for people who are curious about the Pixis and should they buy it or should they get the 12K, which I think you should get the 12K. But I'm gonna tell you all that and why. But I'm just gonna walk you through why I got like a love-hate between it and how it still could work in certain situations and certain projects. So yeah. So the first thing, I tried different lenses. I tried the Sigma. I tried this L mount lens, which is a Lumix 35, and I also have a 35 Vision Prime 1 cinema lens. Now, I tried all of them with different types of lenses. I think I even tried an EF lens too. And what I noticed was with photo lenses, it's super sharp. I mean, granted, it's with the 6K sensor, so I mean, yes, you're gonna get a sharp image, but with photo lenses, that has no character, the camera doesn't look that good. So my suggestion, if you are gonna get a Pixis, you need cinema lenses. Now I know you're like, well, you know, like, I mean, like, it's a camera you could do without. No, I'm telling you, the characteristics of this cheap Vision Prime lens makes sense for this camera in itself. It's a cinema body, so obviously cinema lenses will do. Most people are probably using this Pixis and using PL lenses, right? And which most of the time are cinema lenses. But if you're going to get a camera in any Blackmagic ecosystem, make sure you got a lot of cinema lenses, because I think it just does really well with the highlight roll off, the shadows, the 6K image in itself, and the open gate. So in my recommendation, if you just want to go on a budget, get the Vision Primes, because you are getting 3 sets of lenses and they are adaptable lenses. So if no matter which Pixis you get, the EF, the L, I don't know if they have an RF. The lenses in itself actually work with this camera. So just know when you buy this camera, just do cinema lenses. It just works well. What I do hate about this camera though, what I will say is that it has too much crop in it. If you go anything under 6K, I feel like it defeats the purpose, right? Getting a 6K camera, but you want to shoot anything lower than that, I think that defeats the purpose, right? But there's a huge crop factor in it. I'm talking about super huge. And I'm probably gonna post how big that crop is, but in 4K, to me personally, I don't think it's usable. Just because it's a mega crop. So shooting in 6K is the better option. I mean, you have different versions of the 6K. Obviously, most people want this camera for open gate just because due to the flexibility. If you do buy this camera, I will suggest get your own monitor. Right now, I have the Shinobi 2 just because obviously I'm in the Sony. I use ChatGPT to figure out how to connect everything just because I thought you could take the USB-C to USB-C in the actual camera, but that doesn't work. So ChatGPT said that I have to power up the monitor first with a battery and then take a HDMI cable to a USB-C and then plug it into the camera itself. If I'm not mistaken, with the Blackmagic monitor, I think it just turns on if you just plug it in and just go, just because it's meant for the actual camera. So if you do to get a camera like this, make sure you get the monitor with it. Now, as you can see, this thing is very modular, but I will suggest you get some type of cage. I have a handle here that I just pretty much just rigged to make things work and see if I actually like this camera or not. And all in all, I really think you should get the 12K. One, I think it's future proof. The base ISO is a lot higher than this one. I think the base ISO for this one is 400, and I think it's like a dual base. So I think it's 400 and 3200 if I'm not mistaken. but 400 is just not enough. I mean, the only thing you getting good out of this camera is the RAW and the open gate, in my opinion. Not saying that you can't use a camera like this, you just got to be real specific. Now, I want to do more corporate work and weddings. I need a camera that's very versatile, and I don't consider this a I don't consider this a workhorse by any measures. Okay, I just think it's used for specific cases. You need perfect lighting, you need right situations. I mean, once it gets dark, you're in trouble. So that's why I'm probably going to stick with the Sony, or if I move on to something else, maybe a Nikon or a Red or something like that, just because I got more flexibility in the things that I want to do. But I'm not just going to just ish on this camera completely. Like, there are some positives to it. What drew me to this camera is the color. Oh my goodness, the color is way better than Sony. I think we all know that. For people who use cameras, the skin tones just pop. There's not a lot of tweaking. I truly believe that this is a budget camera for you guys. It teaches you, hold on, not even just beginners. I think for everybody who's dipping into the cinematic style, this camera teaches you on not to be scared of the shadows and contrast. I know a lot of times I've seen videographers just take the ISO up just to another level. The image looks flat. There's no contrast. There's no, I don't know, there's no specific look, right? People just know that they have the flexibility, so they're gonna use it. There's not a lot of flexibility in this camera. There's not a lot of flexibility in this camera. So it teaches you on just the workarounds, right? You know, this is not high in the ISO, so you know you're gonna need great lighting. You know you're gonna have to plan out your shots before even shooting. So this camera slows you down. Now with me using Sony, I know I'm kind of spoiled, but if I were a future filmmaker and I didn't have a camera, but I wanted a cinema camera that was budget friendly and something I could grow with, I think the Pixis will do pretty well. Now, before I go, there are two things that I'm not liking about this camera, but there are some workarounds. This camera battery life is not really that good. So if you're running 6K, give or take, you have about what, 35 to 40 minutes at the most. So runtime, you're gonna have to turn this thing on and off. And also the audio ports. If you look right here, this has a mini XLR port, and I'm not a fan of that because it only has one. And then it has a 3.5 jack back here. So this thing is very limited, but if you're only doing small projects, I was just, I mean, it's doable, it's workaround. I think you can split up the channels, so it's workable. Me personally, I just think that you have to use an external audio interface. That's just what I see people use this camera for. But for anybody that's a filmmaker, you always want that. So with my conclusion on this camera in general, I personally wouldn't get the 6K. I would just bump up to the 12K. I think there's just more to offer with the 12K. But if you are a beginner filmmaker, the 6K works perfectly. It's going to teach you a lot about yourself. It's going to teach you a lot about lighting. It's going to teach you a lot about the audio interface. It's just going to teach you a lot about a lot, just because you don't have a lot, if that makes sense. All right, so I'm gonna get up out of here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys for supporting this channel. I'm out. Peace.